Today we're going to focus on using the sum of a geometric series formula to calculate the sum when we're working with real-world problems. Once again, sum means total, and geometric means constant multiplication. Let's take a look at the key pieces of our geometric sum formula. It's composed of an initial value, a sub 1. It's composed of a common ratio, represented by r, and n represents our number of terms. Let's go ahead and try a practice problem. In a company's first year in operation, it made an annual profit of $238,000. The profit of the company increased, meaning 1 plus whatever that rate's going to be, increased at a constant 27% per year. How much total profit, so I'm using my sum formula, would the company make over the course of its first 7 years? All right, let's go ahead and identify our key pieces. What's our first term? Well, they made $238,000 in their first year, so that's my first term. What is my R? Well, it says increased at a constant 27%, so it's going to be 1 plus 27% written as a decimal. And then my N is 7, because it's asking me to find it after its first 7 years of operation. So let's go ahead and we can plug these things into our formula. So instead of an A, I'm going to write our initial value. Instead of an R, I'm going to write our rate, which is 1.27. Our common ratio is 1.27. And our N is 7. When we put that in the calculator, we're going to see that their total profit in their first 7 years of operation is but they want me to round to the nearest whole number. So my final answer is actually just going to be 3,815,720. Let's try another example. A large company put out an advertisement in a magazine for a job opening. The first day the magazine was published, the company got 125 responses, but the responses were declining, so I'm going to be using 1 minus, by 24% each day. Assuming the pattern continued, how many total, so I'm using the sum formula, responses would the company get over the course of the first 5 days? Let's identify our key pieces. Their initial number of responses is 125. Our common ratio is 1 minus 24 written as a decimal because it's declining, so I'm subtract. And my N is 5. So again, we can just substitute these things directly into our formula. When we plug this into the calculator, we're going to get their total number of responses at the end of the first 5 days is 388.77. We're being asked to round to the nearest whole number, so I'm going to round that to 380 9. This 7 tells me to round the 8 up. One key thing to remember is this 1 minus we see right here never changes. That's part of the formula. The only 1 minus or 1 plus that's going to change is when you're dealing with your R. Let's dive deeper into that. If you are increasing your common ratio, your R, will be 1 plus that percentage written as a decimal. If you are decreasing, your common ratio will be 1 minus that percent written as a decimal. Before you hit submit or finalize any answers, pay attention to this checklist. Did you convert the percent to a decimal? And remember, to do that, take the decimal place, move it 2 spots to the left, and now you have it as a decimal. Check to make sure. Did you double check if it was an increasing or decreasing problem?